This week in wrestling headlines, the Big Ten releases their entire slate of schedules, and we're going to look at that, plus some big upcoming changes to Oklahoma State. Let's stop stalling and start talking wrestling. What's going on, wrestling fans, and welcome to this week's wrestling headlines right here on Fanco Wrestling, your source for D1 college wrestling news and discussion. And I'm super pumped this week because the Big Ten schedule is officially out. We know exactly who everybody's wrestling, when they're wrestling. It's like, okay, well, the conference schedule, maybe that's not as exciting because we know that like Penn State and Iowa are going to wrestle. We know that Nebraska and Michigan, like we know they're all going to wrestle each other at some point. But it's fun to see when and exactly what dates we're going to look forward to. And one of the dates especially is January 28th. You got to have January 28th marked off on your calendar because that's when Iowa and Penn State will be wrestling each other in the duel, which I'll be talking about a couple of duels to watch. But the conference begins on January 7th and runs through February 20th when the last duel of the year for the Big Ten is going to be Iowa versus Nebraska. So let's look at a couple of these duels that you should be watching and you should be super psyched to watch. I did a full analysis of this on my site on FancoWrestling.com. You can check that out. Everything, of course, is always linked down in the description. But Penn State and Iowa, January 28th. Number 1 team versus number 2 team. The amount of national champs that are going to be in that duel, amount of All-Americans, I mean, it's going to blow the roof off of Carver Hawkeye. That duel's taking place at Iowa. Minnesota and Michigan. We're going to see the Gable Steveson and Mason Paris rematch. I know everybody's looking forward to this, even though, Gable doesn't like calling Mason his rival. Paris kind of sees him that way, and it's just expect some excitement, expect some thrill, expect some spectacle from that match. Of course, Penn State and Michigan, 2 tough teams that are going to be going at it on January 21st. Ohio State and Rutgers, I think that could be a very exciting lineup, matchup right there. And then Iowa and Nebraska. You can check out all the other schedules that have come out so far, including Virginia Tech and every other team. Virginia Tech just released today, and all the other conferences are coming out little by little. You can check those out at FancoWrestling.com for the full breakdown on every single schedule that's coming out. You can check that out. Now, the next topic that I want to talk about is Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has a couple of things going on in their program. They have a new transfer coming in, which is super exciting for them. But the first thing that I want to mention is their upcoming locker room upgrade. Oklahoma State has a massive locker room update coming, a $1 million upgrade that was given $1 million by an anonymous donor. I mean, geez, I wish I just had $1 million to give away as an anonymous donor just with some disposable income, but unfortunately not there quite yet. But this facility now is going to feature, I mean, if you see in the photos, you see how beautiful it looks just in these renderings, but you see this lounge area with these TVs, there are pool tables, ping pong tables, the TVs playing things all over the place. So you see that there are trophies, medals, everything up around the facility, cool graphics shown, just showing off the history of Oklahoma State, one of the most historied programs in college wrestling. And head coach John Smith said that this locker room will be the best in college wrestling. And I'm sure it will. I mean, there's supposed to be some kitchen in it. The booths that are in it, like just to kind of hang out, are really, really cool. I was actually just a part of a recent facility upgrade at Campbell, and I actually helped with the graphics on the wall, which is super, super neat. You can check those out on Campbell's social media page, but it was super cool to be a part of that, and I love the fact that wrestling programs are upgrading their facilities to not only help get better recruits into the facilities, but also just with the overall aesthetic, just make it look so much better for everybody who's training there and is in that room every day. You want to be in somewhere nice where you're spending the most of your time. You want that place to be nice, and it's awesome that Oklahoma State is investing in its athletes. Now, the other thing going on with Oklahoma State is their recent transfer in Carter Young. He is an incoming freshman right now who's projected to start at 133 pounds or wrestle at 133 pounds. Not going to start this year considering Deaton Fix, returning national finalist, is at 133. But Matt Scout's Willie Saylor actually tweeted this out last week when he was talking about why he's transferring, and you can find out the whole drama kind of behind that. But part of the reason is that 2 of the coaches at Northwestern are now no longer a part of the staff, so he found somewhere new to spend his time. And so he is transferring from Northwestern to Oklahoma State, and this is a big get. Carter Young is a top 15 recruit in the class of 2021, a multiple-time Oklahoma State champ, but more recently, more notably, more exciting maybe, is that just a few weeks ago, he placed third at the Senior World Trials when, after he lost to Dayton Fix in the championship round, he ended up going down to the consolations, defeating Nashon Garrett, the top seed, in Tyler Graff, as well as Seth Gross, to end up placing third. This is massive for just a young guy and a huge get for Oklahoma State. The next topic, RUDIS Plus. Do you know RUDIS? They are a clothing brand, a wrestling clothing brand, who they do wrestling shoes, wrestling shirts, hats. My closet is full of RUDIS gear. The new RUDIS training shoes just came out. So they do all this wrestling clothing line. But they've been teasing something called RUDIS Plus. And if you're a wrestler or somebody who's just exciting in wrestling, this is something you should be excited about. And I was thinking it was either going to be a subscription service, like some sort of like box, like, you get so much gear at once a quarter, you pay a price, you get some sort of like subscription box. Those are pretty popular now. Or I was going to say it was some sort of streaming service. Well, it turned out to be a streaming service, or some sort of variation of that. It's for wrestlers to go deeper, that strive to go deeper, and it's supposed to have 1,000+ clips and videos, wrestling entertainment, and education. They teased the video on their social media, like I said, and it looks to be like documentaries. There's some sort of new Kerry Colat documentary. Bennett Askren seems to be going all in on some technique on RUDIS Plus, as well as Spencer Lee, who recently just signed with RUDIS, is also looking to do some sort of technique videos. They just posted about it the other day. This is supposed to be coming in October. I'm not sure exactly if it's supposed to be what the price is supposed to be, or if there will be a price, but that's just everything we have now. It looks like it's going to be super exciting. I'm super interested and intrigued by RUDIS Plus, as well as everything going on in the world of wrestling news. As always, links are down in the description to all the resources I talked about today. And for now, just click subscribe on the Fanco Wrestling channel so you can stay up to date on the latest in wrestling news.